of 2.
Well, right now we're working on 13.56 megahertz, which is the most used tag in supermarkets and in bank cards and library cards. But we're also supporting the other frequencies, so low frequency, 135 kilohertz, which is being used by those tags that you can insert in your arm or in pads. And we will also support the higher frequency tags, so 800, 900, and 2.45 gigahertz.
And it will be supported by the same hardware, or do I have to buy version 5 for it?
The hardware will be mostly the same, only the analog part you have to replace. And we will make parts for that you can replace them. Okay. Any more questions?
Yes, hi. You're mentioning the RFID Guardian as a research tool, which will be available in 2010 somewhere for research purposes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Will you also ship a consumer edition of the RFID Guardian? And if so, what are the barriers to overcome before you will actually ship it?
Yes. The problem right now is we are designing it, and when we finish the design, we have to manufacture it. We have some people who can do the manufacturing, so most likely there will be no more problems than with any other thing that people manufacture. So we will make a version which you can buy as a person and as a non-researcher, so that you can play around for your own purposes.
Okay, so you will ship the research version of the RFID Guardian in the end of 2010, beginning 2011 or something, and then perhaps re-evaluate if there's a market.
Most likely we will release the research and the consumer version at the same time. It will most likely be the same it will be the exact same hardware, but the software of the consumer version might be a little bit more better and more easy to use.
More customizable. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Test, yeah. Will it be hard to program own programs for that RFID reader or Guardian if you want to do some extensions on software basis?
Excuse me, what was
the software, is it quite an open stack or a framework you are using for the operating system and all the stuff for the RFID Guardian? So are you able to program your own extensions?
Yes, it is possible. There is an application program interface for it, and which is available from our website.
Okay,
so,
thank you.
And yeah, all the software is open source, except for there's a Bluetooth module in the RFID Guardian, and that part is I'm not sure if that is completely open source, but the rest of the software is all open source.
Okay. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? See, there's a question over there.
Yeah. You just said you will have different modules for the different frequencies. Will you combine them in one consumer version? Is that possible?
Excuse me, I couldn't.
You will have different frequencies being read, the 13.56 megahertz and so on. Can you combine them in just one device?
We were sort of doing that, but the problem is that most likely people will only use 13.56 megahertz because that's the most commonly used standard. And besides that, we didn't want to make the whole product more expensive than was really needed. So if you like it, then you can buy the extensions, but if you don't need it, then you don't have to buy it. Any more questions?
Thank you. Are you aware of any legal issues of implementing and using the tool?
Yes. Well, the problem is always that if you start to jam something or jam communication, you always interfere with some telecommunication law that says that you're not allowed to jam. But the nice thing of RFID is that it's in an industrial and scientific or medical band, so you're actually allowed to broadcast as whatever you like in that band. So you could even jam. So I expect there will be legal problems, but for now we think that they won't be that severe. So we're still searching for it. And if there are any implications we know of, we will, of course, publish them on the website. But for now, we didn't find anything yet.
Or you might consider this to be part of the research project itself, besides the designing and implementing the RFID tool itself.
Mm-hmm. Sorry?
You might consider it to be part of the
sure, we do.
itself.
We do. And we did, in the past, do some research for it, but we couldn't find anything. But if the RFID Guardian will really be brought to the market in 2010, by that time we will have done more research in that direction. So it is part of the project.
Okay,
indeed.
thank you.
I was wondering, cost 250 euros for a consumer product, like a consumer who just wants to protect his own privacy, it's rather expensive. Are you considering building maybe a single board, cheaper solution, which just does the basics, so less of a research and development tool, but more of like an actual day-to-day privacy protector?
Well, right now we don't have any chance of making it cheaper because we already made it as cheap as possible for now.
Yeah.
But maybe in the future, when this will be a success and people will buy it, then things might get cheaper also because we can produce it in higher volumes. Right now we produce it in like a few hundred pieces.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If you just have it on a single board and use maybe a little bit cheaper hardware and produce it.
Yeah, that's what we might do in the future. But for now, we just want to get it working and want to get to demonstrate that what we produce, that it really works. Yeah. And then with the help of other people, which of course will be, we can make something better when time progresses.
Yeah, because actually I've been talking about this specific tool you built sometime earlier, and some people really told me that this should have been around for longer because we're actually already at a privacy hazard. We're already carrying around lots of RFID tags in our passports.
Yeah, that's true. But right now we are, I think there are more tools that could do this, but people they have it as a research project, but they don't commercialize it till now.
Are you aware of any other projects that are doing this? Could you name? Or
Sorry?
Could you name other projects or other people that are working on this, research groups or?
Other projects who are working on this, yes, there were a few. There was, maybe you heard about Proxmark from Johnson & Westhuse. It's not exactly the same as this, but it also works on RFID. And you can do more with this tool, but that one, you can also do some things with this. And of course, there is the open reader from Germany, where they made their own RFID reader and they actually sell it, and their plans are also open source.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's also interesting. You can, of course, find it on the internet. No problem. Any more questions?
No? Okay, well, thank you very much, Serge.
Okay.
Just a couple of notes. We're done a little earlier, so you have more time than maybe you would have between sessions. Coming up in this very hall is the My Brain Hurts session, which will finally teach you how to get rid of that headache that's been bothering you for so long. No. Otherwise, don't forget to spend your HAR money because it's worthless out in the real world.